Never come far. You follow politicians, you will never come far. You follow politicians, you will never come far. Rastafari is the Savior. Come on now. Follow politicians, you never come far. You follow politicians, you will never come far. You follow politicians, never come far. Rainbow Radio, live 92.4 FM, DAB+. Ah. Yeah. Ah. Oh. Come on now. Hey. Abba. Rainbow Radio, live. That's right. For FM, DAB+. For I follow. Abba. Hey. Come on. Hey, yes, sir. Come on now. Rainbow Radio, live. Politicians, you never come far. You follow politicians, you will never come far. You follow politicians, you never come far. Rastafari, he's the Savior. Yes, of course. Mami wa kwa baby Rainbow Radio enche yede wo hene yedua na eche mensa Ivan Che innocent yede be twetwe nkomo. If you follow politicians you will never come far. And assembly amatia, I mean the spirit na the tie ne se baby bia nana adodankwa Akufo-Addo wo bia no wontie me. President Akufo-Addo came to destroy Ghana. Period. Minchirino. He is the president, the former president of the great country, Ghana. Papano, Abese Ghana. And the oral for at the woman Sem Koma, John Dramani Mahama. Na woman Trea, Sika, Akufo-Addo mo, a embezzle no, Krono Oma Bo, a woody a woman di. Close to over 20 billion US dollars. Over 20 billion US dollars. Now, you will ask this question. Why I am so, for better word, calm and collective and decisive like the lake. Edi entra. Ye see ye nam ne ye ko IMF wo. Ye pesika just 3 billion. Ewo IMF wo. 3 billion. And ye hwehwe. It took us a year, a friend said months to negotiate for common 3 billion. You know, ye kopa Germany for chel. Womo yen kanana kakra and ye knocking at the doors of China. You know you buy UK. All because near 3 billion from the IMF. Meanwhile, under the president in the Bushia, now almost over 20 billion US dollars or so. How wicked can these people be? How wicked can Akufo-Addo and his appointees? How wicked can they be? Bushia, it is so sad. Now, in a sad moment, you know, I am expecting His Excellency, the new President John Mahama, to punish. Because if you don't punish, people will not learn from the mistakes. And the yenye tioni ase kan. Yenye jan a yebetu aman bi panyin bi egu. Etwem eyem krasenioma. But the laws must punish people who have stolen the coffers of the nation, who have stolen the country's money. The laws must punish. And yes, Sadia, then the democracy is useless if we cannot punish. The MP before Kwabontini Awomu Yane say they are trying to psych the minds of Ghanaians. They say, Womu ba ye 8 years, no, they did not punish MPP. And the kind say MPP be punish you. I am telling John Dramani Mahama to crack the whip. Enough of the hot air. And they oral for no operation recover all loot. No, woman do woman sempa at the Akoto president name. I'm a president and when what the document in the attorney general. A year ora Dominic Ayeni. Papa no. A man by calm and collective and like a man by said you no dear, no dear, one man be punishing, no dear. No, the man should punish. Maybe be at the appropriate agencies and institutions. I assess our document. No, I say because some people cannot prosper at the detriment of the Ghanaian. And what news? Say. A small baby a woke school a woke tells you. Now what didn't near a chenechi? No one nam a diaso. I would eat chat ensue. Nanko Patrick or Tobua and Cononi Niani in an Ebiana Kede. Yes, so we are dead and buried. And they say, all right, John Mahama, Asma said, a year DC in pain for MP, almost some potemo. One more had no and your bridge. I know the doors because we couldn't the way I'm called for 5 insurance you'll be swear cocoa school and you're fine. Okay, they are from place as well. The way a man for it me chat a year etna a year could do more with no life jacket and yet you may name Kohonso. But what I'm saying is that we cannot allow some people to benefit at the detriment of the dear nation. We must punish. Irrespective of whoever you are, because you're not a Ghana for. So we are Ghana sika, yes, they are pine. Yet one mebonone mabawa. That means that the person is an enemy to the state of Ghana. When Pegana ye, when Payanim Guasia, and Yamanim Guasian to Sandy Pakrodo. As simple as that. John Dramani Mahama must punish the people. Say, yeah, tell my wound to me. Say, yeah, friend saying, Kendo for Riatau. Say, yeah, Gabia Sarachida Kumo, and ye bayan Shemuni Beunu Disika, the law must punish them. We cannot continue like this. We are all stakeholders, and it is our taxes that we use to be editia sank of we. Makacha say, some of us, and I'm say, young person a beji position be our any government muntino. You me be gia bia he ne amenko ka joma ama asem yi be come no crash because you know MPP time we bia men come no crash enchire MPP ye and ntiemu bi no you say a third force and we will crack the whip. You be make sure say what is good for the goose is equally good for the gander. And the goose now we are in Sikano, yen tenunian prosecuting of and tentemwa. As simple as that. Because the above crown will deny hospital. See a basin won't put him. The Oria Ghana Sikan will deny good roads. And yet, Ferry and yen Niguas, yes, a basin, me pesa me caught Narerugu. Anasa me pesa me caught Bontibo. Ana me pesa me caught Chelinga. Just say me kofa a year Togo, na be recruiting a ferry. And they need a kwanya. You can say a motorway from the southern Ghana to the northern Ghana. You need be Sikabi and Kophobia. Akufo-Addo there was so about so be protecting the public purse. The man came to steal the public space. He must be dealt with. I want to see the day in our history that Akufo-Addo will be summoned to appear before the court of law. It's as simple as that. Ora no amunya the fast track court. For time there was a fast track court. No mercy for any person. Ah, where we are, my God. And I bet you say, Echna, and then I wouldn't make Ghana. Wobetsai or UK. Wouldn't me beside or UK, and I will call Ghana. It be and then watch now. Obe free, I know do a channel. Obe Bia will be a Ghana scan there, Akufo-Addo must be punished. Recover the money and punish the people. As simple as that. Recover money, punish the people. And yes, sad, yeah. It means the democracy is not important. Chimiye. Ebane sad, yeah. They means democracy no a yede boy ehun samrane yede tu yenum yede dwaya no no just say ehun infasua. Because we must punish. People must be prepared and ready to face the consequences and the actions and what they have caused our dear nation. Etienne Wuko Eastern Regional, the regional minister Rita Ejay Akwete, which share the young boy are captured in the viral video where he was seen carrying his brother across a river to school. Etienne Obekono and Penfua could channel where Shia and Timakato says social media no and no way. We need to put pressure on our leaders. And for social media means some and now friend out here brutal why lonely now but now social media no so now friend now be you to home now baby you were no for home and pay for many more Mr. Emeka. O man know the way you want tree no. You need time for sunset. I said, and they, this social media, and the near ma a sefata. I mean, chia a year, minia, oba, a year, and nana aso aquaboa. Nana, it is a indeed clearly for social media, no, use it wisely. Na intimate for development, Embra Kruno. What do you say? Because clearly, no. And no nama and the Yakwakoya bridge. You to import him now the social media, not the better than some phone they are. Unya development. It would team in our Alexa, so our Ghana across the nation, across the globe. Team and check a year. Ivan Che innocent and ever be kind na yatwasuna yatwetwe yan komono na aja yakọ yanim ewo a Rainbow Radio 92.4 FM. But maka say you no ma menchia nobo media makode menchia empayfo abedwafo a wo mo etiemie na wo mo ehwemie na memma wo nyina akwaba producer production team wo mo kire say we are doing very good one mo etie yen ewo the traditional radio the frequency 92.4 FM wo mo doso wo mo tie wo Alexa wo mo doso DAB plus wo mo doso Manchester Milton Keynes wo mo doso Manchester fo mo nua ohene Kwame Frimpong wakoka twi ewo parliament amavo zo wa bon wo boye wo boye na nyanse na hia say and the ebedi san komo no minchia aseda minchia miss LV minchia abena ora Henry Hansen Linda Page Chuke Ablakwa Chuke na te say ye minia Chuke wone minia Ibrahim wo mo hu Frank Nero eno aduma sa michia munyina me mamunyina mo akwaba Beatrice Mami Beatrice and Ramini didn't come up. Thank you, Mama Beatrice Ayegunu, all the way in the United States of America. And I think yesterday she spoke to me, raised some concerns, and I think that concerns, you better actually is very important. The reason why you know you said Machino said Ghana no yet do too much. And your bonny. But we should love Ghanaians more than our war. What you say? Life is not fair. We should put a year premium on loving our people more than our war for. Me makacho say abebua time will be say. Say you will be the year now the abe ye Mr. was abebu na year time and kabida. You will the year now it's me you will be the year. That is the gospel truth. And Tisanka Donald Trump on my country so yeah American first. No apamo Ghana for. And so there is no a friend is saying problem. See a bear Ghana ye ne won't toy near Babwa Dasa Yabwa. And it's sanity. We as no Oko China, one more year China ye. Oko Canada, one more year Canada ye. Oba Ghana, one more year Ghana, one more young or 4 ye, the area Yapakusuko. And no dear yet. And they say Ghana, ye ma ye near no more wabro chresu amombra. Yes, Ghana is the gateway. Bonnie be any. Now, we should be careful the way your tongue and sass they want to form their own separate community. If these our brothers and sisters a free USA, that's a woman to me and Bomonia any ant na your community mua. And when you see we want to give them a separate community for them to segregate themselves from us. No. Because Ghana no a kabum. So we should understand more tones as no a him for no ni me na me bling for no amoton as no owners of the land and sasana more tonwa and mamunya segregation say we move free America now bentin we have to grant them certain privileges to be near try and sas if they cannot live with us in our community so a chine bi no ahwe ya na wo mo di wo mo they want to come and use it to influence and control the narratives of our country. You're going to be what South Africa. You're going to be what Liberia. When the Liberians, the indigenous, the Kenya, and one more, Sabio, one more a friend is saying, I hope war for better now, woman crew. If I do one, I hope war for no ever far assassin. What do I say? TV. Eti what a whole for no we should be wise as the serpent. Now chinebi ho will be man be jana me fire sase. Amola yo be chiao. Nya afi no chinebi no ho will be ba be boy yen call for so dwe voice of a yenzema. Mediema call de. Tie me ye. Me nsem a me ka ha nyina no. Nsem a hia Ghana. Ana ye ka no ha. Cheyimia Ivan ebe join here na yato encommodation. And yato yensa say ma hemfofo we should also be mindful, we should also be careful so that in the end no na nkwankwa say adehyiefo adane nkoa ewo mu kuro. It's beautiful efe jiawo ho de then mom be careful because yenuane mo a wo ba they also have their own agenda. Yeah, I know what they are coming to dictate to us because musika and money answereth all things. And it's in the Bible because money is the root of evil. One because Satan is the evil. I say money is the root of evil. They should stay with us in the community. They should know us. We should know them. They will come and dictate to us. We love our Black American people. We love them, but we have to be careful. I mean, Chairman here, Kofi Ambonsa, Clement Mwakwaba, Queen V, Vic Mwakwaba, Kobe Michelle, Joyce Kufuor, KBY, Mohammed, Ben, also 80 Rainbow Radio, the 92.4 FM. Any challenger, no challenger. Mamenkin Kai Mini Asuli, Ofri Sunyani, a member of the Baumia Air Communication Team, Omulusu Poto. But they are same to be. Oko Sunyania, we know a friend is a member of the MPP communication team. We say, from Sule, KTK, President Mahama and his NDC continue to operate in a manner that arises doubt about their credibility. The good people of Ghana deserves leadership that is built on trust, accountability, integrity, and genuine service, rather than the recycling of the same corrupt president and his double salary ministers. Ghana cannot reset. Ghana cannot reset with this same old wine in a new bottle. Long live Ghana, long live a year a friend is saying MPP. We a somewhere a year a friend is saying Suli the Abomodia what they are to a year ebia. Yen chahu ni ebekona yakoma yenuya a year nanachi yamano akwaba na yeneno atwetwen a year enkomo ewo afidie kasiye yiso. Nana, Pacho, any dimu what to make?
Yeah, Dr. Amatonka.
Jo, yensu yetuoka. Minim say ochina a year of graduation. Masters. Hey, say wabene. Mamema 21 gun salute. Why are you nana? It took what it man for Ghana for action was Reni Abasa. Near do quatina radio so now we change in semu a youth political activist, a social commentator for Ghana First. Now we call a year minim radio stations do one more friend we will Kumasi, we will cry across the nation. Na we call Kobuana we Ghana Juma. Nina most now says yeah dear your masters. Nana, why are they?
Yeah, Dr. Red, you may never done say. Anna, was not a full time or
listen, I make a full time. Why, yes, be a back by any but nephew be na. Why are they?
You may never done say. I think that is all good. Me more also a basuna, make sure what tea food in the Yanka said. I done the year like so we continue to do what we can, say at least. So you bet to make a little contribution. I bet me aye. Nindina sabaya ibetimi shaping of mind on the politics, the social environment, and the economy na nkasa na nipa bedi. And I think that part and part and obia yebi to complement each other. Sabaya this ultimate dream ibetimi realizing. So I think that it's all part of what we are doing. Sabaya ibetimi achieve the ultimate good. So I think that it's all good.
And then when you can say it's all good, and name him say, Yatisa Ora for the day, one and Kratakuma president. And you were one president, and then Kratani Ansoma, Attorney General. And there's a fast connection, Yafina, Attorney General, Honwa Papaji. Your take on a year the Ora, say, one with the document Takuma, a year the president. Na woman Simon, someone more cano, a be and say, Wama Modia Abwa country, Amaya Sevusika. And you share the wisdom of John Mahamanwa. And Sanka, and yet around the by the anchor, send ye Okuje to Ablakwa, what church remove, and they say, Senkenya president enka Ghana ye japade bebre no ano enka eye Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo ene ne mpamfo komofa. According to him, was say the Ora no save a year 50 bungalows from being demolished. Again, was say we a year Ora no say Attorney General a year a born home no year Juma Ghana is going to retrieve a year 20.49 billion US dollars if we are successful with a year retrievals from 36 cases studied. Wow.
Dr. Ren, I think that it's all good. And I'm proud to elections, Adiabakwa now a dominated discussion now your political corruption taking the center stage. And we became so numb with issues of corruption to the point he said not Ghana need a good year or year. So promises are President Mahama making a brand new campaign. They say over making sure say any state asset, will be a real piano, over making sure that we recover those things. So the Ora was there's some kind of a committee aligning with that particular vision. And I think that despite the criticisms and those concerns from other side, Ghana for Dona Aji Jumadi or Mochi Atomu and these are the preliminary stages, estimations and figures being thrown out there. But I think that when we enter into the substantive case, Nankasa AG, Eshasiena Okuma, because reports from what they are because we are talking about court. Some of the issues, the AG will have to study, see the merits, see the evidential value, and see how some of them are standing the test at court. I'll wait to be approval all these things because Ghana is not a banana republic. So I think that the raw deal, we are yet to face it. Because the Akosidi preliminary overseer prems and an eye getting information in as a form of Ora nothing gathering. So I was wondering why so much getting information about Ora and Ora nothing. I was security will be on to me, will be the all kind of information. I know they know. Or the black president, the president will forward it to the AG. AG, now the SL call your friends say Yoko, go to Yoko. You ever call special prosecutor, say AG, it's just a matter of making sure say we address the substantive issues being raised in some of these things. Sabaya Chrono and now Koso Kuma, Emma Ghana for dear Bufuna, about 2 for no. They don't go scot-free. One thing Ghanaians will never forgive President Mahama and say, Chrono to treat the course of Kumai. Yabada sorry, Nakaso, that is never going to happen. And I think that his government, failed to do this particular thing. And Ghana will never forgive him. So I think that why are there? So what to me, I take that particular thing upon himself. And within short period, Ora gather this document. According to sources, they run out over 2,000 cases. In the coming days, I think that the AG office will be very busy to study all these documents and someone prepare dockets. Be a bit mean a general court and other things. And I'm very much convinced that the state has a chance of recovering a lot of the loot and go forward with the coffee. And say, who said will be answer about my sikama. It's not just have said Nippon conduct prison and so we need to first retrieve those monies or assets and punishment in account you render to the person. I think that this particular idea way, I say this set example for whoever.
Nana, I'm saying you lose you. So what you mean, Kadia? Uguswa, Uti a year rainbow. I'm saying, oh, Mike, and beauty. I was young, Uguswa, Uti Rainbow Radio 92.4 FM. Yania a year, Nanachi, and everything. Aha, this year's your tongue, patch to us.
And see, Baby, I'm not made through and said, evidence your Magadai. I'm very much sure. Say Ghana will be able to recover a lot of the individuals or money so above minor car. This is the time for us to punish people severely. Say, you bet to be establish that conventional deterrence. I mean, all come on, now a guide a man for a more a bind win. Now, no, na make us about who's a new position and sa company a body day, a young as a forum because they know say or mess it up, there will be no consequences. I think that these are impressions. Yes, you flew or money who said, may end this in me, your mommy post will end this a bind. Nasame mess it up, the same end this a bind on the when we are able to establish those red lines, now I think that people will not feel so much comfortable messing up. And going forward, these are the conventional deterrents as you had to her. Now a guide you be as a minor sabi and then the number that table so you catch it. Yen a future. And to obi pabina one fakwan papa suna we need to punish that person. Sabi a bit several as a deterrent. So for me, I welcome this aura. I hope that Babi Akwakudri, Yen Konkunya him for a Chankono Monte President Defie, Yabapacha, a software, and who's a Ghana and a politics, and Sabi Grass, similar to the point to say, or Chanabu, now or anyway, far from one. Menana, a way, way by Masaraban, a way off a said Sans and Bruno, whatever back, so no, not the whole thing, I have first case. Now, just say, a politics. President Mahama has been president before. Only how Ghana for any umbrella on this particular issue. Say or Henny your friends say or di Krubi or software be frozen and nana of a woman. Now Bob whom so now will you let him go? It means that you can't prosecute anybody. I think that the commitment of the president so far was shown very positive. It's great, it's good. It must be unwavering. You must remain resolute. Now making sure say Obia said you wa fa kwan born so den nsabo my music dear. Menua enisa na som dweno enisa na hotono. Sebeya ebeye lesson for those in his government. No musu behu say de yede ye obi endei ochena wo de beba enti mebo mabrabo a esebebo ni ye. That is the only way we can save this country and going forward ora no phase 1 abesin ko measures bang ana yede bu akwan mu anti-corruption measures bang na yede bu akwan mu a man from war by mu and day, or monso conquer the SC. Dr. Ren, the NDC MPP, the bottom line is saying you're Ghana for.
Yeah.
Coronon as a form of the piano for Fumafie. And now pass sorry them Muria chain baby, Okobosom so Oko evangelism mosque or Muria chain baby. Yeah. It's a nipasu a yasubain. So how do we institute measures are going forward, Yan so yebeti me see ho kwan say aban ya abai corruption e mebum faso but ade ba ko a ema kufu ado aban elusu ne power ne leverage a Ghana for dru baabi na the name akufu ado no mo mpesa on bete kra has to do with corruption and na adware aban no a eba ode ne nan besi form no wakotia no na wabu na die gusu no ono ana o clear amanfo and then Ghana for abewura politics means amanfo do makom o madwen. People are involved. And that's how I was telling you. There are people, women be already over best 60 years in America, or betting out of family or phones who are. They were all Ghana and September. I have a lot of your friends saying, Ma, Chroma, yet will say Ma very often, you don't get involved in politics. Now, quite say a member, but a Ghana for what's a been me a member, the way they are so much interested in politics happening back home here, it will surprise you. So, and then you can't take people for granted. So I think that the absolute support of Ghana for the President Mahama, I'm sure he has realized it, and he cannot afford to fail the people of this country. We need to go by how he has started. Because for me, how he's going, he's in line with the political promises that he made. And I'm sure that he will continue like this. And Niamana so Ghana for more resource. Because my country said Ghana for they are not looking for much. They are looking for some of these things. I'll be say abino and so abino are ready to combat graft. Abino is ready to ensure that the state assets, state property, state resources are protected. Sanya man kitikiti when a Ghana for EPCA. Ghana for person who say abino enyam be quite to hosa manfo bia form no. So what me yes Sanya mana. Emma Timamufo Benya GDA, our mammoon. I can't say, a buying si wa, I said, with the beer, my catcher was a buying Okona is what to say, Danya. And yes, so ya form Bohom buying, and your police form Bohom buying, Emma a dino, the security intact. Namum, trust and confidence. Majority of the people in the country, repose in that government, and the ma security according. So whenever you see citizens unsubscribing their support, you know that government has become unpopular. And that's exactly what happened between 2022 to 2024. Eventually, Akufo-Addo and Ngwasia Sarko-Vie, but it got to a point that Ghana media folded their arms and I share. But these are people you need to build a country. But Obia, who film now or more there is nothing that you can do to be successful. So I think that's a way you see a guide and going forward. Now a boy of form black man, Yamamu, Ayahamaswat and tiny day, I said, depending to me. Not say or a sort of view said, Daniel, Okanyas assumption now see Ubu, Nipandia. Obi enra one and a casa dim all of a sudden no friend of crowd that kind of attitude didn't as a form no there's a freeze be a word doing the way when you see those signs now we'll agree neighbor. These are near things as a guide not a binding who said this is a government for the people. They are there to serve the people, the welfare and the interest of the people, must be heralded in everything that we do. And I think that with that, Dr. Ren, trust me, governance everywhere, yes, there are challenges, there are troubles, but we'll get your priorities right and you know what you want to do. Trust me, you cannot do all, but you do to an appreciable level. Even when you fail, people will know, say, oh, he did his best.
Yeah.
Or try it. Because the last time I was telling you, South Korea, there was a time citizens knew how government has tried, Among Casa, we can't offer the good, we can't offer diamond, among a coin, and the man by Saint Nafakuti. You've been sent near Mount Quay, but we know you have tried. And I think that is what we need to do.
Yo, Abushia, that is what we need to do. Yani, Ivan Che, Innocent, and education komo Rainbow Radio 92.4 FM. Na my main cow said, and then komo yebeshe the orano yebefri ona yako the other matters are ekoso. Minority committee, say boycott the vetting chaos committee. Na which remove chairman or down no. Where you'll be a year the MP before. Your take on it?
Yeah, but I think that Obia or trying to boycott anything when you're interested in. And you can't hold a gun to somebody's head. Say committee, no changing out and so. But in 9th Parliament, we shall see near my back one and the be a mayor who know every day dance as I say, and share. My catcher said the 8th Parliament, the worst parliaments in this under this fourth republic. But you're not careful. This parliament here, SRC, will turn out to be the worst parliament, and it will become the weakest link in our democracy, even though the NDC has absolute majority, Dr. Ren. And the signs have started showing lack of cooperation. Some of these, you say, arrogant display of childish emotions. Then as a form, Sandiama way and the cardinal things are define this particular parliament. And the reasons are quite simple. The NDC has absolute majority to take whatever decisions. The MPP, which is the minority, cannot influence decisions. So the only way you can become relevant is to create scenes, cause commotion and stuff. And this over said parliament, which has the side that air trended power has to do with the minority. Because of the intransigent, belligerent, aggressive posture that they have assumed. And so I know that they are always being captured by the cameras as if they are running the show. And going forward, trust me, this is going to be the massive characterization of this parliament you see until the speaker and other side realize this. Now try to do something about it. Because this whole essence of setting up this particular committee in the year, Nema Ekukusi, and I know I can't say why that particular thing happened in Parliament. Now I am very shameful, very embarrassing. For you as a kid who see politics, you wake up and you see grown men who call themselves honorables on TV behaving like children, like in the way that we saw on TV. Nearma state in the Sika Koto, we found out their buffer. Now, Tessa, Nearmano, Sebi, a grass, and air cost of TV. So, we will have the following day, as a normal person, you will expect after you admit it's a Nearman, you apologize unreservedly to the people of this country. But the following day is when we saw the altercation between altercation because the clerk of parliament was quiet. But we saw Kwanya Fenyo marking fast or Cassati. The following day, Osamba Babanti, the party chow. And what you know, and at this committee, you try say, you're from Ghana for. And the trying a investigation as to what exactly happened. Then we wake up again, the minority tells us that I don't trust in Nipana or Tia. And I'm telling you, this is going to be the normal characterization of this parliament. And what's your psychology is so easy to understand because we our absolute numbers. They can take whatever decision. We cannot influence anything. So the only way I'm relevant is to create a scene, cause confusion, be aggressive, be hostile. And I know the day, issue no bad. The core issue now you can't have no. We won't talk about it because any day you come, we don't have the numbers. So what here parliament we shall say the focus ni na ye ntoko amokoko ye. Omo ya suspend omo. Committee ya set it up and then almost on my boycott to committee boycott no and sa nneema we na take center stage a define the parliament too. But ajuma na air cost nobody is talking about say we don't even know any other thing relevant thing parliament is doing, but they are working. But nobody is reporting. They are reporting these scenes, and these scenes, prominently, if you are the minority, and as childish as some of them think, as some of them are, they think they are running the show because I would see some of the they think doing this, they are running the show.
I didn't know what the mighty few,
Exactly. Exactly. Adopting hostility, aggression, that kind of your friend is say impunity stance, because after all, so the whole thing is to make the place not conducive for business. And I said because go to their disadvantage. So that is what I'm saying is until some speaker then an embassy from I started from a very bad note. Very terrible note. But I don't know make it say nipa 4 now or pick your more or so suspend your mono. It didn't make sense. Or you can just watch TV and say who nipa 4 on them suspend your more. And yet class 1 na teacher need PF about timber. Well, we didn't table so we no one who now punish you. No, this is parliament, representative of the people. Say and yet crime will be a committee no yet dinner. You need to take your time, do investigation. Findings now what their punish will be because it is not any other place but parliament. Because every single person there is not alone. They are representing a constituency. So to suspend that person, you must have enough justifiable reasons because you are not just denying the individual by whole constituency. Wow. So I was expecting say and that investigation because of, but I don't know the methodology the speaker also adopted. Then he handpicked 4. Suspended them. The following day, the guy comes back and says, so what is the essence of that investigation? What do you then?
It's like the whole thing looks like a joke from the Speaker of Parliament.
It's like a joke. Because Nipa now on fire and also they should go. So at the end of the day, see a investigation who said Nipa can be and a number muscle. And as I asked them, we see Dr. Ram, what do you check the Oma would now? So then these people too, you need to forgive them.
You heard the speaker was too afraid of saying quick to jump the gun or you're an intentum crowd.
Oh, exactly. I have also listened to the other side of the argument where people say, Asensia, you need to suspend those people so that you can do investigations so they don't interfere. Don't do that analysis. It's a difference.
But those people that they shouldn't interfere. They are the same people that we've called them to this a year new, a year friend is saying.
Exactly. And the institutions, we are talking, if you understand it from this, parliamentarians, they are not just individuals. Every parliamentarian be for constituency currency. They are representing thousands and millions of people. So they are not just alone. So answer now be suspended or not, you need to have enough reasons to say why you be Tina, even though it's just 2 weeks, but they are supposed to represent people. And people know more than when we are setting up a committee, that committee now program the report about punishment, then you are premising that punishment or that suspension on something substantial, evidential value, undeniable. But out of nothing, and I don't know how you couldn't defend it. The following day, after your market into Simo Muboja about Parliament, I will say, your friend is saying, that particular the offense was suspended. About size, I question as a wouldn't be away. It's pressure near my eco system, no drive. I think that leadership must be very absolute and unwavering. Decision once, what taking or what taking. Sabaya, among for people who wouldn't be away. But what shall I say? These signs are people will not take it serious, and that will even give the other side the motivation to do more. Because you had the course of parliament here, and then that committee now, Nema we just see we have offended Ghanaians. We are doing investigation. The participation of the minority is crucial because much of this thing, among for me instigating, I don't know from their side. That's a Okasa Omba, and it is a committee. They can even get to a point that they can even say, members, they will not allow them to appear before the committee. You can't do anything because it's not a commission. But they compel people to come. What does that make an answer? So I think some of these things going forward, a speaker, and one more than what's not parliament since 1992. I think that he needs to show leadership. He needs to show that he's strong. He needs to show that he's in charge. Because if you leave doubt, if you create any weakness around you, and trust me, these people will capitalize on that weakness and they will destroy you. For the past 1 week in here, 1 month in here, Parliament, apart from scandals, ACC, you don't hear anybody saying anything. And then, vetting or more, and my men know with me tonight, TV, Zoom say, oh, the summer could get 2 years, no, a brandy of betting a Jumano. The summer could get to Kai, Mesha, brandy, on to me, Juma. A summer fellas Kai, a summer Sam George Kai, and that the average Ghanaian is not being given that opportunity. Sabi childish questions and ye bisa and a mind of show when I'm a year and a femina just so the veteran casa what is supposed to carry Sabaya Yabatia says a brandy bit me na on to me we lose that objective but that is the objective constitutional framework and setting up this vetting committee. But we are losing it. So the sideshow, what is supposed to be a sideshow, I flip up into the mainstream. And then the main objective, I slip to the periphery. So now the objective now says I have peripheral matter. And now the not taking the center stage. And the one person betting us spending 3 solid hours asking childish questions and wasted time. Oh yeah. Now I can't just say young pong. And I almost wasted time. You know, panel a bit more young point. I said, Mom pond the other young so young money into your best self good young. Yeah, just I question would dream how in Tassia. I think somebody must show leadership. Sabaya Sansen, no way I customer. And I don't know my country as a man. I don't believe that Parliament could deserve apology or Oliver and render to them. Because you force this guy to apologize to you the following day, you sit on TV and you disgrace yourself in the manner you did. What is that? Abranti will say, I'm not on pros of mine. You
remember a hope because I also can't your topic no na me per se a year ye tear for the tears. Yes, speaker the suspension was suspending a year politician. Bimu busa say na a year constitutional pope. And now standing orders no a maho kwan. And so you hear more the constitution and the standing orders no. Per what I have researched and about a year Martin Pegu and a year Ura, a year Osei Mensa Bonsu, former majority leader of the 8th Parliament. They kind of say the standing orders, no, Emma who quite suspended will be the name of a year suspension, no, should be based on a process involving in a relevant parliamentary committee, and then no just for a day. Na constitution idea to me be any speaker better baby na 1 month will be suspension. Constitution Emma who quite
Dr. Ren, I think there are various articles in the Constitution, as stating clearly in the case of maybe insubordination, and I say, Obiya, what has to be done? You know, you the famous case, your friend is Domekwa MP, who have sent from Parliament for a certain number of days without your friend is saying,
Adwasafo in the 8th Parliament of MPP.
Yes. These are clear-cut we are constitution, and at all. But you see, when it comes to suspension, if the constitution and state categorical say nipa we are waiting to suspend that, Dr. Ryan, Parliament is just like any other institution, and within there are disciplinary measures everywhere in every single institution around it, even including the White House. And this will be called White House is here now. Or next, the young staff kwada. You see, for U.S. Constitution, it means there will be no people kwada as I was suspended. No, every single institution via our certain procedures when it comes to disciplinary measures that has to be adopted, even if they are not in the Constitution. As an institution, these are regulations that obia add here. If you go to various universities, they have disciplinary offense and measures that I am sure that organization you have your own code of disciplinary regulations and it is applicable to everybody. Just a parliament, then a weird group, because I'm saying that these people represent people. So the best thing the speaker could have done, tell me to catch on say, other premises that you're trying to say suspension on something substantial like your investigation. Outcome way, and as a house, these are disciplinary measures. Activating. You don't need to make reference to the Constitution. Because every single institution has internal disciplinary measures. And never go wronger. Wait to media daily. And this is Parliament upon the to MP back say, Washasi a laptop, and bag in the coffee. Can we say that? Your friends are constitution in my home can say, your friends are waiting to suspend the MP. I bring action, I will wear a laptop with your code if you or find a wedding. No, there must be an internal, your friend is saying, disciplinary measure. The answer will be at your better. Among them, they can prescribe punishment.
So far, to say they're working, yeah. And I know, sir, you follow the American politics. Call a year the days of a year Monica Lewinsky, a year Bill Clinton. A year Bill Clinton, I swear, and the oath to say when Monica Lewinsky any na EcoPMU court, na court, every share and say a year a friend is saying the White House, one more refer a year a seminal, na EcoPA and nim court. Na court who said no, the president then. In 1998, we chantro under oath. Na 1999, court if you move from 98 to 99, one more established said a year Bill Clinton edintro under oath into a fine a year $90,000 for court a year or a year with dintro and Tisania Wuke. It means for every institution, disciplinary a year actions, the code of conduct, but I think that the speaker they said you're okay. A choir was fast, a he jumped the gun and later on after was go back to effect a year the due process.
Yes, and I even Parliament standing orders like Constitution, but standing orders in the year and running share more say you feel these are and share so yet the air boy within this house. These are rules. These are rules. So, a one was a parliament within any internal disciplinary code and then associated and another house in your serious house. Organization be any internal disciplinary measures be or the crack their whip within, you know. And that institution, you know, you're serious. So
Eba Asamoah, one a year, our gentleman, and a member of the Face the Country, a year director Brian, Face a year, a friend is a Ghana now. He raises the concern, say, Parliament one. You will say Abranti BSC or see you see or the car or the Bobak or Boka. Emma ye tamonwa he a man for Christ and I dream crack. And so cry upon the shade. Now, one more my dream car, one more almost chamber, and one can say a good table, dear. I didn't think one more to Parliament why you wouldn't sign your way. Causing financial loss to the state, breakages and damages to the taxpayers' money or their talk when you're toy. A friend is a microphones. Why don't we have a clear-cut punishment for them? They're quite just a suspension.
Yes, Dr. Ren. And some of these issues, you know, are stretching beyond Parliament. I think that when people enter Parliament and they do this nasty stuff, then at the end of the day, the body that ends up having power to deal with the matter in the Parliament itself. But me sure say in a court to say na say clerk a court to event say be a security monana security court to be monana because a court and deal with the matter. A strictly police case. So in a situation where physical damage caused to state property by men and women in Parliament, you know, these are issues stretching beyond Parliament. And I was suspecting, say, I'm told that early stages, you know, Speaker report to the CID to do investigation as well. You see, we need to extend the realm because a internal issue, internal policy, internal parliamentary committee, the parliamentary committee is usually parliamentarian. So I know that you know that nothing better will come out of it. So Parliament will do everything to shield itself. And I think that is what is creating this impune, this barbaric culture. Was after all, I told you, investigate a committee in the and you think Parliament will come out with something that will get itself? No. I think that we need to get serious. Now you're basic governance. My country, you see, I thought that we are so rigid in our thinking to the extent said, because I believe say governance is an art. When I would define it, and you only define it. But there are no templates. Governance say no. It is how you do it. So I think that time has come for us to stretch our thinking. Now you're thinking outside the box. So these are the challenges we are facing. How do we resolve them? And some of these parliamentary issues, see, I think that they must go beyond. But at the police folk didn't class some. I say IGP investigation. So when the local didn't say Muna, so the father didn't say Muna. I say military investigation. Parliament didn't say Muna. I say Parliament investigation. Another day we won't get anywhere. But ordinary person they couldn't say Muna. I have to police in the CID in the court now.
So which means it says a material the ordinary Ghanaian idiot and Miranda de Wahodada and Yafi set up committee. One more police in the MPs and ministers in the one more the idea, one more no. So then we are living in a country where then there is a classism, approach being defined here. I say now these are the poor people, these are the locals. Let the law deal with them. But for those who are not the locals and the so-called ministers and MPs, you know, let's define a new law for them.
Dr. Ryan, let me ask a simple question. Not on president as a former year in the parliament, just imagine the Nipana or Moko observe, or Mubi and a yes idea we are because I'm going to prison. Oh,
na thank you, Begun and Nimuase. Now, I say, another Prenwa, I say, Ghanaians, and I can't fix the country, and we should fix our attitude. And to no crowd and go back to me, can't crack a sea and find a cockles near Jelly Pacron.
That person never setting up committees, parliamentary committees, improving.
Oh, you better wasting money being there. Oh, because a waste of money.
Yes. So why are we treating this then because when you're internal matter, a distraction to state property, somebody need to pay for it. Citizens are interested. Who is holding who accountable? So you see, these institutions are nurturing impunity. They are frustrated, and they will grow to a point that Parliament now have a nuisance to itself. That's why I'm telling you, sir. Current Parliament way a better den to have any moral rules. Say you throw, be say a society will be for contempt. Who ja after marking how our society will be for contempt. Who ja your friend is saying another prayer society will be for contempt. Then it means that one casano you don't have moral conscience.
So why do you think you say these parliamentarians have the audacity to say, if it is the ordinary Ghanaian, the law should punish them. But if it is them, what do you think it has to do with the followers? I want to do much that look up to them and make them look like they are demigods in Tiana.
No, you see, we have a stupid approach to power. A very silly approach and certain orientation.
Hey, silly now, not on Brembo fool.
On your serious, Dr. Ren, we have that silly orientation. Say Nippon wa buying one or who so a super god to be already they are living above the sky. And that will be a war or mine will be like we am one be more. They are treated differently. And other people must be treated differently. And over the years, Sana never play out. So we've gotten to a point that the media, the citizen, normalize those things over the years. So I am normal, and as some Americans say, as a question will be said, nobody has even questioned that particular thing. But they forget to say these are people, institutions who are supposed to set the standards, set the example. Sabiya nipa ebeye. Because so Fred Oliver Bassett. Because you want to uphold the integrity and the relevance of Parliament. Sabaya, project a certain power to Ghanaians. Say, so what disrespect here? This is the consequences that await you. Not why man. The following day, you go extra mile to disgrace yourself in the manner that we saw. Another day. That's your power to hold Obi for contempt. Whom do you think should be held in contempt?
They say, the whole thing, Oliver coming there, has really even, throw more light on the behavior of the parliamentarians themselves.
Yes, and Oliver those childish emotional tantrums, were at play because you listen to. Because this is a guy, yes, who are from Apache. But you saw another prayer. I thought you are a man. Your friend said, show you are a man. That kind of, as a provokuno, things like, you are the one out there talking nonsense. Now we've gotten you. So it's payback time.
You're not even bold to defend your own words. Show that you are a man and defend yourself.
Exactly. So those words, portray say this is a guy that targeting on and
now so face the country, so not on brain one or attacking and say face your attitude.
Yes, and young children say so and never better yen. Now ebia or chino benyo bia. What can't back up your because one casano your friends are would penny enough for them. So you don't respect yourself. Bible moons the same Grammy, according to the Penny Nam.
Jacob needs so.
Sana Papa, Parliament, they could do a point and do now the or Penny Naj and Namari. They can never have it.
Oh,
that is the point. And you see, now I'm a catch you business offer your constitution, Dr. Ren. Constitution, I'm making it deliberate. What projecting a certain power and authority to an institution parliament. But they forget to say, power no constitution no found nipa or more house now move to the institution. And we are nipa na we are MP. You have a responsibility to live up to that expectation, constitution and the house, Sebaya, you enjoy that respect. I don't know if you understand the point.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
Good. So the reverence the constitution bestow on Parliament, It is not to people within, not parliamentarians, but to the institution. And the answer now we womb na ubenya that respect now. You have a responsibility to live up to that. Your friend is saying, we reference in our constitution,
Yeah.
But the house is there. It's an institution. We respect the house. But the question is that can we respect people sitting in? The American, it doesn't mean that Obia our parliament, Diana or Kahon. Because I know a lot of decent-minded individuals are. Role model, some are examples, some have discharged, some are very intelligent. Nema inspire others and then as a forum. But there is this rude awakening. Some infophobia be wulama. Omo yes anema way. And sanema we start here. Abra if parliament coming to life till date. Other individuals I don't know, they don't even deserve to be anywhere. But because of this cheap politics, they've been able to find their way into parliament. And they are desecrating the aura of respect our parliament is supposed to enjoy. And consistently, the house is sinking. And Asambaba, Supreme Court, the Chief Justice can sit there and issue directives. Oh, parliament. So will be resident because yes, dignity now, including the court. So they can just give you instructions. They will tell you what to do. I think that they need to sit up. They need to. We respect the institution, but the actions and the inactions of some people within the house, are making it very difficult to extend that respect to individuals within the house. And I think that Speaker, our responsibility this time round. Sa attitude, sa culture, na audit if Parliament, say the same pushing or they bow with their trust me. This Parliament is going to be a dirty one.
Wow. Young Tie and the assembly a good from him. Minister and cut topic we are quickly my boy a year another a year tip a container full of a year cash $dollars any a year good womuches woman amasaman Gan West na man for cast away a year 4194 no more year a warm juma na say a Ghana for paying for be and a warm one casano. I could be SKB our modi AC. Yankoti.
The national security has made a massive bust, seizing a large unspecified amount of US dollars and Ghana cedis, including other counterfeits, hidden in 12 20-footer shipping containers. The containers were tracked to a warehouse at Sapiman in the West municipality, where a special operation was conducted after its off. The cleverly concealed currencies, mostly bundles of US dollars, was found in wooden boxes filled with cement.
Rainbow Radio.
Other boxes opened in the warehouse during the operation revealed extra currencies stashed in boxes that are barricaded with plywood and concealed with charcoal. According to the national security operatives involved in the operation, 2 containers are still on the loose, but state security trackers are hot on their trail. Meanwhile, a manhunt is underway for 4 suspects, including a ringleader known only as Alaji. The warehouse yielded even more shocking discoveries, including boxes of metals suspected to be gold bars, counterfeit notes in 50 and 100 cedis denominations, and fake Ghana Army uniforms and boots.
Where a man for say we need the best lot of business here, what kind of watch Ibiana. One would the client and one the question baby and the client no go say ye Japan baby the wanted to your baby $10 million via sana ye will consignment amount. And now say could he also be say a somewhere no crank sankasa.
Yeah, Dr. Ren, I think sir I never want M1 say such a high profile case, say a barbontina. You expect to say security a better Ghana for favor. Now I'm more attaching a lot of information to it. But as somewhere to say you can't just throw it out with limited information. About how you create room for people to speculate. So at the end of the day, said dollars are a good wooden boxes mark 12 and yes you can get to na ye count. As to what I said dollars near fake dollars and genuine money, whatever. There must be some communication because I know the day. So if you would travel into the public space like this and it turn out never catch a Ghana for say a fake dollar, or we catch us a fake dollar, a dollar partner, what's the sign I would fake ya back?
Osa okay, I was alaji be to be like so alaji baumia, and I say be alaji be fufubi, and I
So once I went that tip off or what carry out such operation, I think that they need to do due diligence. Sabaya will serve public now. You serve us with doses of credible information and I've read through the various social media platforms. Limited information. So people have started creating their own version of who and who is involved. So it's a speculation kitchen and it will be as to when they are true, when they are true, nothing because in some national security, the buyer said they had a tip off our South municipality somewhere, Sapiman, a container, and then I said, because I didn't know where I see. And yet, in the perfume, be an Dr. Ren, the magnitude of cash involved in this particular thing, as some may go bad and as to whether they are fake or not, fake currency now. You could see this is a criminal syndicate. Operating at a higher level. And this should be a national security concern. Say addressing a yatio and yet watching on a Ghana for a party, but why, how, who is involved, to what extent, Sikano, what is the level, is it counterfeiting as a for her? So you come up with clear defining information. So that when we are speaking like this, we know where to shift the conversation to. Is the person a politician? Is it connected to anybody? Because in recent times, you say politicians, it will be dollars will grow among bank. You're packing or then among 4 to 2 or more dying home near their show near cluster. That is what they are doing. Among $4 good polytanking, among 4 2 form at the dollars air show because the copanga. You will be some so yano he. Among 4 the security show one passing, and that is the so when you discover such a heavy bust and there are no much information around it, then what the remember the power Jeremiah that some Nepal ending that are not people begin to conjecture, people begin to speculate, people begin to recreate their own version of explanation just to explain what has happened because the information no buy no because we timi nkwachi sa na ma bebrebe na o meka say one alaji yedin
hey alaji
and I think say you na mo yan kramofo be boy alaji yedin. So how can the whole national security ever conduct such an operation na you say you pursue nipa for and then fire now when you nipa na mo hunu say one alaji yedin. And when you're ready, don't bring it out. But by the time I would there should be information sharing. Because that is the essence of communication. Because as I'm not kind of independent, I say,
we make up with Jack and say, send a bank of a man for sending messages, Alaji Baumia, Mumuni, Alaji Baumia Mumuni. It will a Alaji Baumia, some no more can for my vice president, Dada, which you want. Yes, you say Alaji Baumia once and no. But Obi was a friend, or say Baron, or say, was he a friend saying, yes, wash business. IGP knows the guy long time. He works with Ghana police. He has been doing this business long time ago. Hey, well, it leaves room for people to speculate.
Oh, yes. And at this thing, I ring. I a criminal syndicate. They've been operating this fake dollar business. I a multi-billion-dollar a business amount for you.
Hey.
And some of these monies are passed through some of the banks. People, high-profile individuals in this country are aware.
Wow.
Because counterfeit, there are grades. There are some, the counter machine can read them, a buffer so. These are high-profile business amount for a year. And some of these things, I think we need to pay. And in Ghana, amount for create US embassy will be a moment for the go US.
And the crepa.
US embassy baby. And the Brimako creating or man casa US embassy. I'm my new business man for the coffee way to kind.
Hey.
So I chose that these criminal enterprises, yeah, Duma. Ghana Sikano so and also system man for Piagum. Only you know, anti or minor, Yabaya crippled in this effect, whether they are Nigerians or whatever now. And Ghana Ababaya a hub of criminal enterprise where syndicate around the world they can just converge because in the past we've heard stories of Ghana Abaya rally pond with cocaine business or with the cocaine called Europe and then as a format. At some point now your airports where an air transit point there has been a lot of documentary about citing Ghana as a transit point so far as this illicit legal defense and drug business is concerned. I think that we need to address some of these things and the approach hasn't always been effective because I maybe who news now I got angry. Yes, why are they busted? But the information around and then maybe these people don't realize how widened the information space has become. And then even YouTube and then I began and then individual be with the YouTube page or be able to feed information. So when you throw out such scanty your friends saying information on such big catcher or be able creating the version you cannot correct the narrative even with the true fact when it comes later because the other 25 game in a quarter.
What raise another point too? So do you think it's actually okay and they will be a journalist, will be a blogger, will be a vlogger? Do you think it's about time social media nankasano they emirato to who said there will be regulations and so that people will be putting in more fake news and other stuff.
Dr. Ren, one thing that we need to understand is that most of these social media platforms are liberal platforms, and I hope you understand that.
Yeah.
For the sake of your friends say free speech. Then as a form free speech and breeding disinformation and misinformation is a risk that is attached to it. But to say I'm crashing down or may crack it down on your friends saying the amount for much on social media in America they've tried a lot. But it wasn't successful. And then the man, will talk Twitter and also will be more or pay. So you may try, but you can't because my culture said reaction is evolving and then you need consumers of news will be out. Consumers of news and the new pass on more villages and they don't have access to internet and so forth. And then will be all access to internet. It's not a consumer. We are all prosumers. The last time I make control, we are producing information and consuming at the same time. But if I go to my Facebook page, now me post to and there, you come and read. I have produced information for you to read, whether it's valid or invalid, what kind. So I am producing at the same time. So and then we are all prosumers, and that is why the risk of being misinformed and I say swallow disinformation is very high. But that is the world we've come to. Your friends saying, "Baby, I have a you can't do much about it." And unfortunately, your friend is saying, "Won't Ghana government implement and I say or regulate Facebook and or regulate YouTube and I say the best you can do is to shut it down."
So other countries will one more when you go to the North Korea, when you go to China, the information is being regulated as to which information that the populace know ever more normal access.
Yeah, so these are rogue countries, people becoming enlightened, threatening the status quo. So they need to keep the people in a very way. For instance, North Korea, then as you can use phone, you can access information outside the country. Russia, even though it's expanded, but also to a certain extent, that restriction, then as a phone, because the kind of governance system they run there. China, to a certain extent, use VPN. There are some platforms in as a format you can access to. But aside these countries, the rest are liberal countries. You can't regulate. And sometimes if you want to do something, but you need to engage the for instance, on Twitter, they have their own set of rules. You need to engage the parent company in the US. And Sana, the best you can do is to shut it down in Ghana. But to say one because I would very difficult. I'm not saying it's not possible, but very difficult to do. So I think that what we need to do is say a bit cautious. Now you're making sure, say, like I'm telling you, information when we are putting out there is clarity. You is defined in a way that people can understand. The last time I made culture said, "Na papa be frame me or a big man power Ghana," and I say on create only Facebook account, but Ablakwa na man for creative man or more the duty man for. Now I say, don't blame those people who are creative because there is no original. You're supposed to have one. If there is no original, people will create fake. And this and how will be verified that. Then honorable Asumasia send you a message or check here said there is original one or one say where you fake. But because we need no any one at all can represent yours. Yeah. What I says that is what I'm saying. Whenever you create a vacuum, cynicism will grow because vacuum in the political space, must be filled. Yeah. As to whether you is either you fill it with information or you leave it for people to come and fill it for you. At the end of the day, it will be filled. So you better fill it so that a man for Frabon say, but not fill it, and one fill it, and people will fill it for you.
I will see Uguso, I would hear Rainbow Radio 92.4 FM. A year, Ivan Che Innocent, a year social political activist and a social commentator. EDD a year and come on. Somebody, Yabu Biswa, every the Ora Womo and your mom, Obodi, Kratom Yakuma president. I wonder and a president so Eddie Kratani na dia ma attorney general so where na won endom wasuko na ekwan bi obefa so obeje Ghana yesike bia no wo momodi no retrieve my according to a year the oral no mo kire say almost a year $20 billion and as a year attorney general emma efi nani a obetimi abomodi agiri am my Ghana musanso ne ahwe a year ekwan a year the appointment committee the MPP boycott and ho ansem ahodo na ensemwa ye bobo so ye beko na yakwa koti another prayer no mu asem ne wi a na ye de OKF FM okay frimpong asante achim not MP a wono ko twega the standing order 63 a enwo aba asem ye koka twi ye mfa twi ye nja ye brofo ehon nsem bebre yentie ano dompre na yeba yako the OKF or hene kwame frimpong and then some more the two ye good into
now the MPP ni mapa now ko to say MPP before now say MPP ni any NDC ni ekwa wa MPP ni no na ye ku NDC ni we are giving the EC 1 week. What now the MPP ni mapa now ko to say MPP before now say MPP ni any NDC ni ekwa wa MPP ni no na ye ku
Live 92.4 FM DAB+.
Ose se we MPP ni na akoto NDC ni na so mo kontokwa wa MPP ni na yembu NDC ni no yembu ni yie Ivan. This is an honorable minister of parliament. Your take on it?
Dr. Ren, I think that as some way around here we can I think by now IGP are picking it
a police for no musro MPs no ombetimi ache no
I think by now IGP is serious and come picking it yante kroma na manfo eye video wo sehwe baby oh now I say I never say na IGP aduru ho yante kroma na obi afa toy gun or ye bibi o social media I never say na IGP aduru ho. This is somebody or you're supposed to know better, inciting people to beat people to the pulp. That is violence. Apart from Nseguno, and what demonstrated in parliament when he physically engaged in those things. So this is a guy who has demonstrated not only the willingness but also capacity. And now he's taking it out of parliament, telling people, say, go out there, beat people up. I'm not sure that meeting up with the radio so I can't same way. I know the dinner family. So why should this guy be walking freely? Obi Akram Freno, na yem bisano why he made those reckless and irresponsible comments. And that is our problem. That is the problem we are facing in this country. That is why I've always been advocating that I want serious leadership. Leadership so strong, so absolute and unwavering in its commitment to deal ruthlessly with anyone. Because and it's the reason why we are getting nowhere. Because this guy cannot make such reckless comments. And somehow you wake up a day, you look at attack you be. You look at probe, you look at be. No find wadi. And Sanyama way, na me free senka babi ya babedru your politics na evolve wa ye koye enemy nipa omudi enim like this no ebesu nyansa akasa nyansa.
So you are saying, sir, it is the duty of the police to cause arrest of these member of parliament.
Na Dr. Ren, me kwatena omia TV se si a ochina na me ka se we tribe we ni ushia yonko tribe we ni a bonu pra na. Do you think the police will not invite me?
And Kennedy did the same thing years ago.
So we rather any question as any question. The IGP is supposed to. But no baby I'm here also fighting for the tea. And because Corona ya team no institutions in Yajuma. It will be to cancer said you press we have an wedding. But wo and answer will be a cocaine journalist been a cotton radio so can say moyanka. Ye uniform. Asem we are working media for no what say do send what of markers asem we.
Muntie 3 yachi wo mkotu.
Exactly. When they didn't even demonstrate the capacity to be able to execute those things they said on radio, but this guy has demonstrated capacity. I watched it at Iwaka Crown Parliament. And they will make this country ungovernable. Parliament, your friends say, not an easy place for the minority, for the majority. And your more is to subvert the smooth running of this country. And this act of subversion, a treason. Any act of subversion is treason. Because we are mamboya for our own person of mind about running. And you're doing everything to ensure that a ground to a halt. These are things we cannot joke and play normal NDC and PP politics. And that is what I'm saying is that you see the NDC side, I sense some weakness. Dr. Ren.
Hey, super majority no.
Oh, that's it over here. We a super majority now want to mean demonstrate your friends have strength because la mention wa there. Okay, kind of Oriata 2020.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
But proud that now who is a good and waiting to Chroma say.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
That's what Bobosia Eurobond on one will raise over 13 billion.
We acquire a party cracker.
Exactly. Ghana for you to go say, no, this guy, then is your personal. What is the NDC called Parliament? Because I was your hands from him.
Oh, Debbie.
What is the NDC say you're boycotting? They had equal numbers. They participated in all the processes and vetted these people, gave them a pass at the committee level. And absolute majority are to test crown. These people have the infantry to teach you says a wouldn't I bet you lost a power and the other. And a fellow marking Quajin Sue our parliament washing hands. Say Sam George Wyden. I
was so grown safe Ablakwa.
Open the door, I had a bubble saying, oh, yeah, they said, oh, what to fight corruption. Sam George, your kind answer or can again. But Ken Oforiatta was foolishly borrowing money. And the economy didn't swoon. Your man for Anagalam say scandals are back on Mugum. But the NDC parliamentarians then were happy to pass them. And then you even have absolute majority. Look at the way these people are behaving. And Americans say, oh, power. No one knew the order they are. We better know how to. Instead of Kufu buy everything appears shocked to everybody. Because power now in the past and say group no more did do a Kufu buy or be a man for this power we near there. We are here once again. The same trend in an aircom. And the animal is a politics and your Pentecost meeting. My voice. No. This is politics. Not just any politics. This is an African version of politics. You must be very ruthless but very pragmatic and pursue it with all seriousness. You don't need to portray or show weakness. But the very moment you do that, the opponent, you are dead. And inherently, the NDC had demonstrated that weakness. And I feel your market ending. The MPP side ending. So intrinsically, these people are weak within. So even with the minority now, we can still run the show. And indeed, they are running the show.
And they walk on the crown, a year and they could you to Ablakwa crack cases to say MPP kwayo NDC kwayo mukokosa e fa wo mu ho a enye se obi biate no afenya markets e frɛ no e kan de wo mu koye no enye se there's a mole in the NDC a wo no angaza no even though they are super majority na say ngudoma nkoye.
They are most everywhere. Politics not here. Because there are candidates in the NDC side, the other side will sponsor. There are the candidate in the other side, the MPP will sponsor. That norm, no. Now, say I go for by Jubilee House, no be any, but there be no information in the kiba. Who freeze and a free bar?
Ne from one, and they don't tell the mammy cry, and they know what the mammy pa. And Obeuni said about Umia boys, you know, my send me. Obeuna, yeah, Kennedy, call we know the abre, and they no correct.
So, what the politics are here, the issue of more, the end and young woman. I don't know. It's part of the politics. You can't control it. You can't stop it, but you can maybe control it to a certain level. So I know a young woman. But the thing is, it's all part of the intrinsic weakness now. What show they give the other side the advantage. Or they know say omunibo. I'm here another umbrella and you say lady be a friend something head castle was there.
MFA a head castle, yes, hard castle.
Yes, a side show. It wasn't the main show. It was a side show, an altercation between two people. And some Edru baby, I'm told that the NDC side were forcing that the woman should apologize.
And the painful no crowd more than PP NDC and no crack can say, money yes, Alpha Haruna money, I almost can say, Mamma Cassan in trade to Uncle Pacho.
Now, according to close sources, some people were telling St. George said, or they all apologize to MPP na some fana seven cop.
Oh, and some data crowd after we innovating, I've gotten the chance to say me in the bay tatati be no or cars and a young coupon was someone, and then a no crowd walk the true shot set us free. Nadia, we're going to be a child. To a cranoa position opa, a moment farmer, still he will go on and do the duty because or no one I'm swa. Or no born who they wrote BP was MP. It's no credit or Obeka.
Yes, because as a young person, you must be guided by your conscience. And I respect him for standing on his ground. But he got to a point, his own side, people were persuading him, oh, we're now 7 cop. So when you show and demonstrate that weakness, your opponent will never respect you. That's what I'm saying. So the air cost even though the NPP side now a minority, they don't respect the NDC, despite the numbers. And I think someone need to wake up and work on themselves. No one who said politics and your Pentecost meeting and I'm not here. And politics na yeah. And if you continue to show this weakness, trust me, nobody will respect you. And
politics in the Pentecost there.
And your Pentecost meeting, add our higher ferreno, come my radio. As a, can't say, yeah, no, Sans, we don't do it in politics.
Ivan.
Who's here and will see any. So when you are acting, the only barrier you have is your conviction. Once it's able to filter and you know say what you're doing is just absolute and it is right, you just go full gear. You don't look back, you don't look sideways.
Wow.
Yes, you know. And the idea, hinder the progress of Parliament. Emma among for at this early stage, or majority to some so be because still the minority is running the show. So they are comfortable to call themselves the mighty minority. I think they need to set up.
I was here, Rainbow Radio 92.4 FM, DAB Plus, Manchester, DAB Plus, Milton Keynes, DAB London. Drive Talk and the every Monday, Ivan Che Innocent, social political activist, a social commentator. Nyami Aduma watch na. Congratulations, Kesia, the man or graduate, the masters, were born over the Wayadi. Ivan, when you say a time, in 2 minutes, now we'll wrap up, you know, what kind a year, pure parliament, a month or so, you Crasini, one carbon to me, cabro, for just say, and somebody be brave. When you say a time, we've got about 3 minutes to go to Ghana and then bring the news, Yankunto Munsa. Your take on it, and then you wrap up with it.
Oh, but I'm not sure, sir. I don't know why people are making it so difficult. I've listened to the gentleman, so I wonder why a man for say, "Oh, to be in camera for." He speaks so well. So I don't know where this thing is coming from.
Obi, I didn't to London here or no to Manchester. Our businesses, companies, our Manchester. As one timber of country.
No, you see, the official language for parliamentary business means English. Yes, it's true. And the difficulty in speaking Cree is that when you are talking, in as much as you want to convey information for constituencies on better, the people within the house must also understand what you're doing. So the difficulty in doing these things, and you are not speak and I can't say. So what country we are? You need to also speak English. Wow, colleague no more will also understand you because that is official language for parliamentary business. Because I can tell you there are people in the house that will be TPO.
Oh yes, there are some people.
Yeah. Yes. So that is the only difficulty. But I don't see anything wrong with it because after all, she a language a lot of Ghanaians can't no be I'm not sure say anything just over the years, you don't normally see some of these things. And once a Mrao Parliament, so with me a language be our pay. Now the only thing is we are better translating and take it time and disrupt the whole process then as a phone. And I'm not sure say why are they are saying as a man for China boss. And I don't know why people are saying so on table for that kind of I'm not sure that is a big issue. I'm not sure.
And so now, 30 seconds. Your words to Ghana for you. The thousands of Ghanaians listen to you on 92.4 FM, Alexa, Facebook, TuneIn, Nayan Kokofa the news as well.
Yeah, Dr. Ran, I think that Mother Ghana for you said that we are at we in or more pay key attention to issues I come once a million for Ghana year, the Biamaka, especially Ghanaians living abroad. Your stakeholders in this enterprise called Ghana. Whenever you hear the name Ghana, see it as a corporate event where you are all stake a woman will be running it down. You have a duty to speak up. Say a basa, you need to shape your minor. Yes, the previous government, a new government has taken over, but we have to be the shepherd. I will make sure that the government will stay in line and do the right thing. So we need to make sure that active contribution, criticism, whatever be a bit Ghana and that is what I employ everybody to be part of this thing. And yet business for few people. Na menka say me da obi asenya mbo so graduation be cost ntina. You come back there won't be no e be ma waso ate. What do what here for?
Yes, so that's Nyame admo china so ebefro na eja on the grounds of a year graduation ya twetwe nkomo. Thank you so much, Ivan.
Yeah, that's it.
Yo, Abusia, I had any day a year the drive talk near the BCA. Yebeko quickly na yako oye or my ganemo na ye the news at 7 Yankuntomunsem yebeko a year Onyan Kelly Street Abelempe ewo a year and crime mountain so and na obudai womo ebomodiade news no womudi nyina ebeba ababesumia. Thank you and Yami Aduma 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. here the drive talk everywhere.
Radio 87.5 FM,
92.4 FM,
and DAB Radio.
Ghana this year, we are doing Ablakwa. Rainbow Radio International so and anyway, no swambo. Ghana and UK and the Montana so young from Tomu 7. Casabo chat to a Casavidia so Nibia way when you have 1 way. A higher Rainbow Radio International. Yaka Rainbow Radio International. A Rainbow Radio 92.4 FM London. Dear Beneso London, dear B Plus and also Manchester. Ghana, Rainbow Radio 87.5 FM. Dear Beneso so Rainbow Radio MK was so ever meeting Keynes. Na and then you mean some ayabo no dia bre wono dia di ma kotribi and say Ghana man pani John Dramani mama e dia to dwa say say dia wo pe ba bia wo be bi grim kata say prani kankan no afa homa dia enye Ghana